Have you ever finally paid off that super expensive smartphone only to find out you're literally still trapped by a network lock? It happens all the time. You try to switch carriers or travel abroad, and boom, your phone just flat out refuses to accept a new SIM card. Then you end up stuck in these endless customer service chat loops. Well, welcome to our explainer. Today, we're diving right into the source material to demystify this whole process together. We're going to break down exactly how you can unlock your phone from Xfinity Mobile. It's actually way easier than you might think, and the value of breaking free, both for your wallet and your flexibility, is something you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll start with Unlocking 101. Run through the eligibility checklist, walk through the step-by-step process, tackle troubleshooting those real-world nightmares, and finally wrap up with the benefits and a quick disclaimer.
Section 1. Unlocking 101. Before we can solve the problem, we just need to quickly demystify the tech behind unlocking, because honestly, there are a lot of misconceptions floating around out there.
To kick things off, we really have to ask a pretty fundamental question. What exactly is a carrier lock? Because when people hear their phone is locked, they kind of immediately picture some physical restriction, or they worry that removing it means doing some sketchy software hacking. But good news, neither of those is true. A carrier lock is actually just a baseband firmware restriction. Basically, it just stops your phone's baseband processor from registering on any mobile network that doesn't match Xfinity's code. So, to be super clear, unlocking your device is not jailbreaking, it doesn't mess with your warranty at all, it's simply a completely standard FCC-aligned permission change that's initiated by the carrier. Think of it like a digital switch being flipped on a server somewhere, which your phone then recognizes. All right, moving on to Section 2, the eligibility checklist. Because Xfinity Mobile doesn't just hand out instant unlocks on a whim. There are a few strict bureaucratic hurdles you've got to clear first. So the crucial point here is that you have to meet these 4 golden, absolutely non-negotiable rules. First off, your phone must be active on the Xfinity network for at least 60 days. Second, it has to be paid in full. Third, your primary account must be in good standing, meaning 0 past due balances. And fourth, the device's IMEI cannot be flagged as lost, stolen, or tied up in fraud. If even one of these boxes isn't checked, the unlock simply is not going to happen. Let's zoom in on that first rule for a second. 60. You absolutely must wait a strict 60 days. But here is the real insider detail. This is calculated from the first day your phone is active on the network, not the day you bought it or the day it arrived in the mail. So if you just bought the phone yesterday and paid straight cash, you still have to wait out that entire 60-day active period. And then we have the second massive hurdle, 0. Your device payment balance must be exactly $0. Simply being current or up to date on your monthly payment plan, that is not enough. If you owe even one single installment on your phone, Xfinity will deny the request. The hardware ledger has got to be completely 100% resolved. Okay, Section 3, unlocking step by step. Now let's look at how you actually get this whole thing done once you're eligible. Now, what's really interesting about this is how your path diverges based entirely on what kind of hardware you're holding. If you've got an Apple iPhone or a newer Samsung Galaxy, we're talking 2022 and newer, the unlock is designed to happen completely automatically, over the air, within about 48 hours of you meeting those eligibility requirements. No codes needed. But if you're rocking an older Android device, you actually have to wait for a manual unlock code to be emailed to you, which you'll then physically type in when you insert a new SIM card. So here is your insider's playbook. If you're a typical user with a modern smartphone, do not overthink this. Step 1, just log into your Xfinity My account and visually verify that the device status says paid in full. Step 2, confirm those 60 days have actually passed. Step 3, make sure your phone's software is totally up to date so it can actually receive that over-the-air signal. In step 4, literally just wait 48 hours. Most of the time, the system works perfectly right there in the background. Section 4, troubleshooting real nightmares. Because let's be real, sometimes the official path doesn't go smoothly, and you need to know exactly how to navigate those roadblocks. If you're struggling with this, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. Just listen to this real quote from a frustrated user on the Xfinity community forums. I have been trying to get my phone unlocked for almost a month now. Every time I chat with agents, they give answers in similar patterns. Users report this all the time, paying off their devices but finding them still locked weeks later. They end up in this agonizing loop where frontline chat agents promise it'll be unlocked in 24 hours, and then nothing. This happens because the automated back-end system sometimes just totally fails to sync with the customer service front end. So let's look at how to build an actionable workaround if you find yourself stuck here.
Step 1 is the oldest trick in the IT book. Restart your phone. Seriously. Sometimes Xfinity sends the unlock signal, but your phone won't apply it until a reboot forces a baseband refresh. Step 2, insert a non-Xfinity SIM card to manually trigger the check. Step 3, physically go in and verify you are on the absolute latest iOS or Android version. And step 4, if you have to call support, do not just accept their polite promises. Be firm, demand they escalate the issue, and do not hang up until they give you a specific case ID.
And finally, Section 5, Benefits and Final Disclaimer. You might be wondering why you'd go through all this effort. Well, the strategic payoffs of a fully unlocked device are honestly massive. This brilliantly illustrates exactly where all that effort pays off. First, if you decide to switch carriers, you can take your exact same phone with you, which avoids hundreds of dollars in new device upgrade fees. If you're traveling internationally, you can just pop in a local SIM card for $10 or $20 and completely dodge Xfinity's expensive daily roaming charges. And if you decide to sell the phone down the line, you have just instantly bumped up its value. Speaking of value, to put that into perspective, unlocked smartphones consistently sell for a 15 to 25% premium on secondary markets like Swappa or eBay when compared to their carrier-locked counterparts. By taking just 10 minutes to make sure your device is unlocked after you've paid it off, you are literally putting money right back into your pocket when it's time to upgrade. Now, as always, we do need to provide a quick professional disclaimer here. Carrier policies, software requirements, and back-end processing times are totally subject to change. While this explainer is based on extensive current documentation and real user data, you should always verify the absolute latest conditions directly with official Xfinity Mobile resources if you run into any unique account issues. So think about it. You've fulfilled your end of the contract. You've paid for your device in full. So are you ready to unlock its full potential and take true ownership of your hardware? Follow the checklist, claim your flexibility, and enjoy the freedom of a fully unlocked smartphone. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.